Using the ORC rubric, you can make judgments about a lesson's alignment to standards, research base, quality, usability, and other general criteria. Each category bears consideration when analyzing an early childhood lesson. Let's explore how to use the ORC rubric to evaluate REC resource number 6345, Word Walk. The first category to ponder deals with alignment to standards. There are 3 statements that will help you evaluate how Word Walk addresses the standards. Read the 3 statements and the lesson. Decide whether A, B, or C best describes the lesson, and circle the statement on your copy of the rubric. Would you choose A? Ask yourself, does the lesson have a direct and explicit link to the Ohio Early Learning Content Standards? Are the standards mentioned anywhere in the lesson? Does the lesson use some of the same wording as in the standards? How about B? Maybe the lesson clearly contributes to student learning of one or more of the standards, but it doesn't really refer to them directly or use the same language as specific standards. Or maybe C, the lesson is not well aligned to the Ohio standards because it doesn't address any of the content appropriate for the age level you teach. You might be interested to know that all 3 reviewers on the REC Review Committee who were asked to look at Word Walk chose either A or B because they felt the lesson aligned well with many of the standards. This category is so important that the REC includes only lessons on which REC reviewers agree that they align well with the standards. Do you agree with the committee members on their opinion of the Word Walk lesson? Keep in mind that this process is personal. You may have a different opinion. Let's look at the second category, research base. Read the statements and look back at the lesson. Which will you choose to circle? A, B, or C? For A, does the lesson refer directly to the early childhood or other educational research findings? For B, it may not mention it, but it certainly reflects recent research and what is accepted as best practice. Or maybe C, it goes against most developmentally appropriate and research-based practice. Circle the statement that you believe best fits the lesson. You may also make a note by your response that explains why you chose it. All 3 reviewers felt the lesson reflected but didn't mention any specific research, so they chose B. As we move on, we will begin to look at a group of categories that deal with the quality and usability of the lesson and the way it is presented for teachers to use. Number 3 has to do with content of the lesson. Which would you choose, A, B, or C? Our committee members had mixed answers on this one. 2 of them felt it was accurate and was developed in a way that promoted understanding, so they chose A. But the 3rd reviewer chose B. She felt there was nothing wrong with the lesson content and it would help children learn about environmental print, but she felt there might be a better lesson, one with better content and activities that could be used instead. What do you think? We've done 3 of the categories together. Now you can do the rest on your own. Read the statements, then read the lesson. Circle the statement that best describes that aspect of the lesson as it appears and record notes as needed. When you have finished all the quality as well as the general considerations, take a look at the overall picture. Did you choose more A's than B's? Or did you choose any C's? If so, you probably wouldn't want to use this lesson. Are there other issues you need to consider before you decide to use or pass on using this lesson? Teachers on the REC committee ask questions like, why would I want to use this lesson? What would make this lesson more appropriate for all my children? Are there any adaptations or modifications that could be made? What is your decision about the Word Walk lesson? Is this a lesson you would use to deliver the best early childhood education to your children?